What's good, y'all? Red Sosa back in the building, and today, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I'm gonna be bringing y'all the first ever two-way ball hawk build coming at y'all on NBA 2K21 current gen. Now this build is going to be able to get Hall of Fame shooting badges as well as Hall of Fame defensive. And on top of all that, we're going to be able to get the sharpshooting takeover. We're also going to be able to get the glass cleaning. And then on top of that, so much more, y'all. So again, if y'all decided to click on the video, I just want to say thank y'all so much to all the love and support. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. That helps me out so much. But also go ahead and turn on post notifications so y'all do not miss an upload. I'm uploading every single day. And go ahead and share this video with your family and friends, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the making of this two-way ball hawk. The first thing you want to go ahead and do is pick the power forward position. Then, when it comes to the pie chart, in order to get the Hall of Fame shooting badges as well as the Hall of Fame defensive, go ahead and pick the pie chart right here, split right down the middle between the green and the red. Now, let's go ahead and get into the physical profile. So when we get to this part, a lot of people tend to always pick the very first pie chart, all because of the speed. Now that is completely fine if you want to go with that, but if you go ahead and pick the one right here, which is going to be the fourth, you're only missing out on about 2 speed and you get a huge boost to the vertical. So again, with my preference, this is all around going to be the very best pie chart to pick. Now let's go ahead and get into these stats. So as y'all can see, when it comes down to the finishing, go ahead and max out the first 4 categories, and then when it comes to the post hook, put that to a 31 for 9 finishing badges. Then on the shooting, go ahead and max out the first 3 categories. But then when it comes to the post fade, go ahead and put this to a 56, and that's going to give us 15 shooting badges. For the playmaking, we're actually going to go ahead and skip this area. When it comes to the defense, put the interior to a 76. Perimeter defense can only go to a 61 or else you change up the build name. Then when it comes to the lateral quickness, steal, block, and both of the rebounding, we are maxing all of these out to their full potential. So as y'all can see, we end up with 21 defensive badges, which is honestly really good. 15 shooting, gonna get 1 playmaking, and 9 finishing. So when it comes to this two-way ball hawk build, y'all know that this is honestly a really balanced and nice setup when it comes to the badges. Let's go ahead and get into the body shape, but also the height, weight, and wingspan. So as for the body shape, y'all can really go based off of your own preference. For me, I like to find, but I'm actually going to go with burly. Then when it comes to the height, for this build, we are actually going to lower it to 6'7", y'all. And as you can see, we get a huge boost to the physicals, but also the main stats. Now, when it comes to the weight, you could go with the lowest if you want to, but the best is going to be 191. Reason being is because if you go anything higher than 191, you're taking a hit to your speed, acceleration, and vertical, and that is what we do not want. Now, when it comes to the wingspan, the last part of making the actual build, if you want to go with the lowest for the best possible shooting stats, I understand why you would do that. And again, that's going to be completely fine if that's based off of your own preference. But for mine, I really like the max wingspan. And as y'all can see, we are getting the sharpshooting takeover, rim protecting, glass cleaning, and last, but definitely not least, the slashing takeover on this build. The best takeover is going to be between the rim protecting as well as the glass cleaning. I'm going to go with glass cleaning, and as y'all can see, we have made the pure ball hawk build. Going to be able to get that rim protecting takeover, which pretty much you can consider this a two-way ball hawk. But on top of all that, we are actually going to be able to shoot on this build. So now, let's go ahead and take a couple quick looks at what the defense is going to be looking at once we get to 99 overall. Right here, we're going to be getting a +4 to the stats, but also a +5 if you buy boost. So let's go ahead and just consider it with that. When it comes to the perimeter defense, this is going to be in the 80s. Lateral quickness will be in the 90s. Same thing with the steal. When it comes to the block, this is going to be in the 80s. Defensive rebound is actually going to be in the high 80s. And then when it comes to the shooting, free throw is easily going to be in the high 90s. Three-point shot is going to be in the 80s, and our mid-range shot is going to be in the mid-80s as well. Then, when it comes to the finishing, standing dunk is easily going to be in the 90s. Driving dunk is going to be in the 80s. Same exact thing once it comes to the driving layup if you're running with a teammate with floor general. And then on top of all that, the close shot is going to be in the high 90s. And remember, we are getting a +8 to our physicals on this build, y'all. So again, that's just going to make this build so much more overpowered. High 80s for the speed and acceleration, and on top of all that, the vertical as well, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the finishing stats. The first one that I'm going to go with is going to be gold contact finisher. From there, for animation purposes, I'm going to go ahead and put on bronze lob city finisher. Another one that I really like on bronze is going to be relentless finisher. And on top of all that, if you want to, you could even go ahead and put on gold fancy footwork. If not, spreading the wealth is another way that I would definitely consider going about on this build. Giant Slayer is going to be one of those badges that I really like. Showtime as well if you are trying to get your team takeover much quicker. But if not, I would go with consistent finisher, cross key scorer, and another one for animations is going to be putback boss. Feel free to change this up to your liking. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. The one and only badge that anybody should be considering is going to be quick first step, just so we can get the speed boost out of this build. Now, let's go ahead and get into the Hall of Fame section for the shooting badges. So as y'all can see, 15 badges, pretty much going to be 3 to 5 badges depending on how you use it, especially if it comes down to using only Hall of Fame or gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say feel free to go about it with based off of what you feel most comfortable with. For my liking, I'm gonna go ahead and lead y'all in the right direction, starting it off with Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter. From there are gonna be 3 key bronze badges that I really like. That's gonna be volume shooter, catch and shoot, as well as corner specialist. Now if you want to, this is definitely going to be considered a luxury badge because we only get 15, and that's going to be range extender. Now if you know that you are just going to be looking to shoot consistently with this build, especially from deep, go ahead and put on range extender. Another one that I really like is going to be hot shot, but you can definitely consider catch and shoot, or even drop down the tier to get a higher tier of corner specialist. Both of these badges can be silver as well as volume shooter. Again, it really comes down to what you are most comfortable with. For my preference, I'm going to leave it with Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Now, let's go ahead and get into the last category with Hall of Fame badges, and that's going to be the defense. So as y'all can see, we got to go ahead and start off with the most important badges first. So I'm going to go ahead and first put on Intimidator on Hall of Fame. From there, another one that I really like on any build that can get this badge is going to be Rim Protector. Now, clamps is going to be essential. You definitely want to go ahead and put on all of the main Hall of Fame badges for defense when it comes to this build. Another one that I really like on bronze is going to be Interceptor, or you could go with Chase Down Artist. But if you're looking to add another Hall of Fame badge, definitely consider Rebound Chaser or Defensive Leader. It really comes down to your preference. Now for the very last badge that I would consider, if it's going to be between Interceptor and Chase Down Artist, go with Chase Down Artist if you're looking to get more blocks. But if you're looking to get more steals in the passing lanes, go with Interceptor. Now for the very last one, if you don't want to put on Rebound Chaser, Heart Crusher is a really good badge that I like. Tireless Defender is going to be another one, or even Pogo Stick. It really comes down to what you want to do on this build. There are so many different options that we can go with, but that's the final setup that we're going to be going with. 21 defensive badges, then we get 15 on the shooting, 9 finishing, and 1 for the playmaking. Thank y'all so much to everybody who made it. I truly appreciate y'all. Just know that I got another video dropping for y'all tomorrow. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. That helps me out so much. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends. And last but definitely not least, Be sure to turn on post notice so y'all can see when I upload every single day. Man, without that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.